perfect segue here. You know, I was an acting. I'm an actor, trained actor, and I was at a great acting school, a renowned acting school. And my first mentor was George Morrison, who introduced me to neuro-linguistic programming. This is 1995. But my other primary teacher was Mike Nichols, the great director who died like about 5 years ago. Matter of fact, his movie, The Graduate, was the movie that made me want to become an actor more than any other movie. Anyway, I was in the first. It was a 2-year school, and I was in the first year. And when he came in for a scene study once a week, and you know, and the audience would always be packed with the maximum, student body. Because Mike Nichols is the man. You spent any time with Mike Nichols, you had no doubt why they paid him the big bucks. It was just fantastic. And the first year students were not allowed to speak. Only the second year students could raise their hands and talk, and they're the ones putting on scenes too. Not the first year students. We're just there to observe. So doing the scene, Mike would always pause and interact with the actors on stage and the student body in the seats. And Mike stopped and he turned and he engaged the students and he said, well, what makes a person interesting? Okay, that became the organic topic there. Now, I had an inclination of what this answer was because I thought about myself. I'm like, well, what makes me interesting? I thought that I was an interesting person, but I'm saying to myself, well, what makes me interesting? And I'm like, okay, I have an idea what the answer is, but I'm a first year student. I'm not supposed to raise my hand. So I'm like this. I was having this conflict about, okay, I want to break the rule. Okay, and you also, when you in that situation, you want to make an answer only if you're certain you're right. Or if you think you're going to be wrong or be disrespected, that you don't raise your hand. Like, that's a very common circumstance, right? But Mike Nichols is really pronounced and confirmed. The great director, who's worked with all the bigs and made such great movies. Anyway, so I was wrestling and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna raise it, say it anyway. But nobody would say anything because of this, what I just described. No one even.
Yeah.
But I was about to break through the rule, because I'm very mindful of rules. People think that I'm a maverick and a rebel, and there's a part of me that is, but I'm very mindful of rules. And one of the reasons is, well, I'm certainly respectful because I'm respectful and considerate, even though I've been evolving my whole life, is that, learn the rules so you can break them properly is one of the great truths I follow. I want to break rules, but only after I learn them, then I can break them.
I want to break rules.
You don't want to be a bull in a china shop, right?
Yeah.
That's ogreish. You want to be. You want to have precision. You want to have elegance. You want to have artistry.
Yeah.
Right. So anyway, I had this ambivalence. So I was breaking through, and then Mike gave the answer. And do you want to guess what the answer is, Tommy?
Was it the same one you were going to say in the class?
Yes, it was exactly what
it was. It?
And what do you think?
How to be yourself? I don't know.
What makes a person interesting?
Being themselves.
Nope, they take risks. Even though that you're right, it's risky to be yourself, but that's one specific thing. But in general, so you're right. You're right. You're in the right vein, but you're not hitting the bullseye. Yeah. The bullseye is they take risks, whether it be to be themselves truly and honestly, or to go for some reward or whatever the goal or motive is. They take risks, which means they might fail. You might fail. If you might fail in some endeavor and you're going for it, that means you're taking a risk. Okay? Yeah. Romance, whatever, it doesn't matter. Yeah. And that's what makes a person interesting, because they have the wherewithal to take the risk, as opposed to those who are constrained by the fear, or worse, become cowards and won't take the risk because they fear failing. They fear
judgment.
That's the big fear, judgment. They fear scrutiny, but fear of failure is at the core most often. Could be anything.
Fear of reprimand. Fear of failure.
He's alluding to one of our a Dag Nasty song, which is a favorite song of Tommy and I's.
Man.
So taking a risk, not only is the gateway, is the necessary prerequisite to achieving anything, but it sweetens life, but it also makes you interesting. So take risks, my friend.